Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And are your kids safe from the robots? Are they safe from the AI toys? Are Buzz and Woody out to get them? According to Wired, an AI toy exposed 50,000 logs of its chats with kids to anybody that has a Gmail account.
But beyond the Gmail account problem, why were they logging chats with kids?
That is a damn good question. That is a damn good question. So we're gonna talk about that. And look, we got to mention Wired. Serious, what the hell is up with Wired? We did a video on this the other day. Their entire front page is politics. That's all it is right now is politics. They used to be a tech blog, and it's just politics. And if it's about tech, it's about tech and politics. And so we did this video, and I looked into it, and apparently this is recent. This is like, I'm not crazy. Wired used to be mostly tech news, but this has been in the last year or so that they've pivoted hard left and they've gotten into hardcore politics. And I got to tell you, it's a little off-putting as somebody who just wants news about computer shit to go there and be like, oh, it's like the Kotaku of tech news.
But that's not even true. That's not even fair because Kotaku's actually walked it back to be more about what they're supposed to be about.
Kotaku has. Good on Kotaku,
You can't make that comparison now because when Kotaku's more about sticking to sports and being fair news than Wired is, that's saying something. But that's neither here nor there. That we're going to talk about things spying on your kids and they're worried because the chat logs were leaked to anyone with the Gmail account. But my comment is, why were you keeping chat logs?
That's a good question.
Why were you listed? Why were you recording what the kids were saying?
Let's talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to more.clownfishtv.com, moreclownfishtv.com. If you want to support us, that is the place to do it. We don't do super chats over here, but thank you very much for the support. Real quick, this one too. This is politics is fandom, fascism is fan. Oh my God.
What the hell?
Come on.
Anyway. That sums up most everything that's been going on.
All right, right. Let's see here. Earlier this month, Joseph Thacker's neighbor mentioned to him she pre-ordered a couple of stuffed dinosaur toys for her children. Okay. She chose the toys called Bondus because they offered an AI chat feature that lets children talk to the toy like a kind of machine learning enabled imaginary friend. So Thacker, who was a security guy, looked into it within a few minutes of work. He and a web security researcher friend named Joel Margolis. So why do we have to name check everyone? They made a startling discovery. Bondu's web-based portal intended to allow parents to check on their children's conversations and for Bondu's staff to monitor the product's use and performance also lets anyone with a Gmail account access transcripts of virtually every conversation Bondu's child users have ever had with the toy.
Okay, so they're trying to say that the reason they're recording the conversations is because then they can make sure there's no problems with the product. But you're also recording, and if you're not disclosing that, the privacy that if you have this in your room and your kid talks to it recording you, how do we know we're not recording the parents talking? How do we know they're not recording, mom and dad having a conversation in the other room and then using that to send information to advertising agencies to target them for ads?
Yeah, I know,
How do we know that they're not doing other things with it besides, and they're only recording the child? How do we know this?
Hey, Jimmy, mommy says she needs a bigger dildo because daddy's just not cutting it anymore. Here's where you can buy one on Amazon.
They're going to be, and I can kind of see it in one level, like, oh, were we listening for children, for abuse of kids and stuff like that too? It would flag whatever, and they're not saying they're doing that, but I can see them doing that too. But it's also problematic because what if something's misconstrued? This whole thing that you're recording kids is a little bit concerning to begin with.
Well, they're probably worried too that the AI might be like, hey, why don't you just go kill yourself? Yeah, just do it. It's
concerning.
It's concerning.
I wouldn't give this to one of my little kids.
No. So without carrying out any actual hacking, simply by logging in with any Google account, the two researchers immediately found themselves looking at children's private conversations. The pet names kids had given their Bondu, the likes and dislikes of the toys, toddler owners, their favorite snacks and dance moves.
They're tracking the likes and dislikes.
Wow. They discovered any data that the data that Bondu left unprotected, accessible to anyone who logged into the company's public-facing web console with their Google username included children's names, birth dates, family member names, objectives for the child chosen by a parent, and most disturbingly, detailed summaries and transcripts of every previous chat between the child and their Bondu, a toy practically designed to elicit intimate one-on-one conversation. Stop right there. How intimate. Bondu confirmed in conversations with the researchers that more than 50,000 50,000 chat transcripts were accessible through the exposed web portal. Essentially, all conversations the toys had ever engaged in, other than those that had been manually deleted by parents or staff.
So basically, They have all this information on people's private lives, their kids, what they like, what they don't like, their family members, probably recorded family members saying things in the background and stuff like that. And anybody could just walk in and see it.
Yes. That's
fantastic.
That's great. This reminds me of when, I don't know if it was Ring or another company, but when they first started doing the home video cameras, there were people hacking into the cameras that were in kids' bedrooms and talking to them in very inappropriate ways. Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. Okay. So it said they alerted Bondu to its glaring data exposure. The company acted to take down the console in a matter of minutes before relaunching the portal the next day with proper authentication measures. Why didn't you do it the first time?
Okay, so they fixed it, but still.
They did fix it. When Wired reached out to the company, Bondu CEO Fatin Anam Rafid wrote in a statement that security fixes for the problem were completed within hours, followed by a broader security review and implementation of additional preventative measures. They found no evidence of access beyond the researchers involved.
But here's my next thing is like, okay, Grant, they were researchers. They knew a little bit more than the normal person about how to get into that stuff. But, it's been sitting there how long and they didn't think to check that to make sure that it was secure?
Yeah.
That's a little concerning. That'd be one of the first things I would do. If I was recording that data, which I think is weird, one of the first things I would do was make sure it was secured.
Yeah, right. It should be. Well, nothing's secure now. I mean, Google just got hit because they're selling information, they're listening, their phones are listening. WhatsApp is getting hit.
Are.
Yeah, nothing's secure. Just assume if you put it out in the internet, just assume somebody that you don't expect is going to find it.
You can be talking at home and the devices are saying like your phone.
If they're connected to the internet, yes.
And then they're getting, next thing you know, you're getting an ad on your phone or your TV or something, your streaming service or something you talked about. Something we do at home all the time. We start thinking of things that are really random and start talking about it on purpose just to see how long it takes for the ads to show up. And they show up or something similar.
They do. Or if you do a search for something, even if it's on a different device, but it's on the same IP, it'll show you an ad for it on your TV. Like if you look for something on your iPad and then you start watching streaming, all of a sudden you'll see ads for that thing on your TV. And it's like, yeah, they said it does raise questions. They said there are cascading privacy implications from all this. All it takes is one employee to have a bad password and then we're back to the same place we started where it's all exposed to the public. They said this sort of sensitive information about a child's thoughts and feelings could be used for horrific forms of child abuse or manipulation. To be blunt, this is a kidnapper's dream. We're talking about information that lets someone lure a child into a really dangerous situation, and it was essentially accessible to anybody.
Yeah, for example, okay, so you have a kid that, maybe mom and dad have a safe word that they pick you up. Like if they have sent a friend, they know the code word or whatever. So if they say the code word, then you're safe to go with them. Hacker could find out you talking to the whatever it is, dino or whatever the heck it is, and then saying, oh, we changed the word today to this, and somebody could just walk right up and say, I'm a friend of your mom, and then name the name, and then say, oh, and the word is this, and you're gonna go walking off with them.
Yeah,
because they have the right word. I mean, that's just one example.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They said, okay, this is where it gets better. It's AI coding. They say they suspected the unsecured Bondu console they discovered was itself vibe coded, created with generative AI programming tools that often lead to security flaws. Bondu didn't respond to Wired's questions about whether the console was programmed with AI tools. So you have a company making AI toys that essentially spy on your children
and record what they say.
Vibe coding the console, which is supposed to be secure. Yeah. So this is going to destroy their company. I mean, for sure. This is nobody in their right mind would buy one of these things. Wow. It said Bondu appears to have at least attempted to build safeguards into the AI chatbot. The company even offers a $500 bounty for reports of inappropriate responses from the toy. We've had this program for over a year and no one's been able to make it say anything inappropriate. But
that doesn't matter. It's not saying anything inappropriate to your kid that they know of, but that doesn't mean that they aren't recording everything so somebody else can get access to it. and your child. It's recording everything too is beyond the AI. And maybe it'll tell your kid to kill itself, like other programs have done, and kids have did kill themselves.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you have the whole thing. It's recording everything your child's saying, recording all this information. And I guess the blogs are probably there so parents can see what the kids are saying and stuff, which is also kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But you can see what your kids are how they feel or think or whatever. And then, but any stranger can also see that. And plus, it's probably listening in on you as a parent when you're talking in the background, don't even realize it is.
Oh, I'm sure.
It could be misused in so many different ways. I wouldn't let this. We don't even have Alexa and crap in our house because I don't like it. It creeps me out.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter anymore. I mean,
yeah, it's on your phone and everything too.
It's on. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, the other person was going to buy one, and they saw this, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't want this in my house. It's an invasion of privacy." And
yeah, it is.
I worry about even having cameras and stuff in the house, but we have security cameras.
I have somebody I know who has cameras in their house, and they had to change them because somebody was like writing because it was connected to their phone, and they get messages describing what they were doing in their house, like carrying stuff or whatever, and that they were watching them, and they got new cameras, and it happened, changed passwords, and it happened again. And something's writing them, someone's writing them, telling them what they stuff in their house and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't put those in my. We have a dog camera, and that's it. And that's only when we're gone we plug it in.
Yeah, we unplug it otherwise because I don't want people spying on. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go. Don't buy those. Apparently, they closed it off that people can't get to chat logs, but that's only part of the problems with these.
Yeah. The problem is this damn thing is listening all the time. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.